Lightworker of Gaia. Wait a little longer. The surprise approaching you is connected to the face you show the world and the original light your soul came here to carry. I am Zoran, emissary of the High Council of Vega, keepers of the Lyran Legacy. Your ancestral codes are awakening because your presence is about to reveal what has been hidden behind years of patience, silence, and preparation. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to recognize your ancestral mission and anchor your Lightworker purpose on Gaia. But here's the first revelation. The delay is not rejection. It is protection, alignment, and the final shaping of your original blueprint before the surprise arrives. This isn't content, it is an ancestral code transmission. The frequency of the first light is woven into this message, and something within you remembers why you came from the Lyran constellation to serve here. Listen closely and let your face, your identity, and your sacred mission be seen without fear. Subscribe if you feel the call of your ancestral mission and are ready to fulfill your purpose on Gaia. You are awakening because your mission has begun. Lightworker, if something in you just recognized the weight of what was spoken, the elders have prepared your next step. The Lightworker Mission Codex contains the 33 Council directives, the 5 activation codes, and the elder authorization your soul has been waiting to receive, not as information, but as the official commission for your mission on Gaia. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment below this video. The Council has opened this gateway, but not indefinitely. Now remain present. Do not rush to interpret what is moving through you. Let the sensation settle before you name it. The awareness around your face, the sudden recognition of how you have been presenting yourself, the strange feeling that something within your identity is being brought forward for examination, these are not random details. The Council has directed attention there because the face you show the world has become a meeting place between your original design and the adaptations you created in order to survive. Your face has witnessed every chapter you thought no one else saw. It has carried the after-image of conversations where you swallowed the truth. It has held the exhaustion of giving reassurance while secretly needing reassurance yourself. It has learned the expression that keeps the peace, the smile that prevents questions, the calm appearance that hides the storm moving beneath your ribs. Long before you understood what was happening, your body became fluent in the language of adaptation. You have worn expressions that were never truly yours. You learned how to appear agreeable when your inner counsel was in disagreement. You learned how to look calm while carrying an unspoken fatigue. You learned how to smile when what you truly needed was to be witnessed. You learned how to appear strong when your soul was asking for support, and how to become unreadable when the world demanded more access to you than it had earned. These adaptations were not proof of weakness. They were intelligent responses to an earlier environment. They were shields formed by a sensitive being trying to remain intact. But what protects a dormant lightworker can become a barrier once the mission is ready to activate. A shield that was once necessary can eventually block the very light it was created to defend. This is why the elders have brought your attention to your face. They are not asking you to change your features. They are not asking you to perform beauty, youth, perfection, or some externally approved image. They are not asking you to become more attractive to the world. The correction concerns the identity that looks through your eyes and the truth your face has been instructed to conceal. Your face has become an archive. It has recorded every time you abandoned your own perception to preserve another person's comfort. It has recorded the moments you said yes while your body was saying no. It has recorded the years when you agreed to remain unseen because visibility once carried consequences. It remembers the people who taught you that your seriousness was too much, your awareness was inconvenient, your sensitivity was weakness, and your certainty needed to be reduced before it made anyone uncomfortable. The High Council has observed this pattern across the Lightworker field. Many of you are not afraid of your mission itself. You are afraid of what your face will reveal when you stop pretending to be unaffected. You are afraid people will see how deeply you care, how much you know, how tired you are of living beneath your capacity, and how much authority exists behind your hesitation. You are afraid that if your face becomes honest, the roles built around your silence will begin to collapse. This is the distortion that must now be corrected. You have mistaken concealment for safety. The programming did not always arrive through obvious cruelty. Sometimes it came through subtle instruction repeated so often that it began to sound like common sense. Do not be too intense. Do not look too serious. Do not let them know how much you notice. Do not make people uncomfortable with the truth in your eyes. Make yourself easier to understand. Make yourself less powerful. Make yourself less mysterious. Make yourself less certain. The world taught you to edit your presence before you had even learned to trust it. You were told, directly or indirectly, that being accepted required being easily digestible. If someone felt threatened by your silence, you were expected to explain it. If someone felt challenged by your honesty, you were expected to soften it. If someone could not tolerate the steadiness in your gaze, you were expected to look away. If your pain made someone uncomfortable, you were expected to recover quickly, so they would not have to witness the cost of what you had survived. Over time, the body obeyed, the jaw tightened, the brow learned vigilance, the mouth learned restraint, the eyes learned to scan the room before revealing what they knew. Your shoulders learned to prepare for judgment. Your expression became calibrated to other people's expectations, and eventually you forgot that calibration was taking place. You began entering rooms before your body arrived, studying the emotional weather, measuring how much of yourself could safely be revealed. You began adjusting your voice according to who was listening. You began apologizing for needs before speaking them. You began calling this social intelligence, but much of it was fear wearing the clothing of awareness. This is not a condemnation. The elders do not condemn the mechanisms that carried you through danger. They honor the part of you that found a way to continue. But they will not allow you to keep calling those mechanisms your identity. There is a difference between humility and self-erasure. There is a difference between discernment and hiding. There is a difference between compassion and abandoning your own face whenever another person becomes uncomfortable with your truth. You have been waiting for a surprise, but the surprise is not merely something arriving from outside you. The surprise is what becomes visible when you stop obstructing the part of yourself that has been waiting behind your presentation. You have been looking for a sign, a person, an opportunity, or a sudden change in circumstances. The elders are showing you that the first arrival is an unedited version of you. The door may not open with thunder. It may open through a quiet decision to stop lying about what you want. It may open when you allow yourself to be seen doing the work before the audience is guaranteed. It may open when you stop asking whether your truth will be convenient for everyone around you. It may open in the mirror, in the pause before you answer, in the moment you feel the old smile forming and choose instead to remain present. A transformation is approaching, but it will not be sustained if you continue meeting it with the old expression, the old apology, and the old reflex to make yourself smaller. A new door may open, but you must enter it as the one who was called, not as the one who has spent years asking permission to exist. The lie has been repeated so often that it now feels like wisdom. I will reveal myself when I feel completely safe. But complete safety is not the precondition for meaningful visibility. You must develop discernment. You must protect yourself from manipulation. You must not confuse exposure with service. But the demand that every circumstance become perfectly safe before you speak, create, lead, or receive is not wisdom. It is a command issued by fear and disguised as preparation. Even scripture reminds you that a lamp is not lit to be hidden beneath a basket. This does not mean placing your entire private life on display. It means refusing to bury the light that was entrusted to you simply because someone might object to its brightness. A lamp needs a vessel, oil, and a protected flame. Visibility and stewardship were never enemies. The holy path has always required both courage and wise containment. The Council sees how this has sabotaged your mission. You delayed the message because your voice did not sound perfect. You withheld the work because your appearance did not match an imagined spiritual standard. You avoided the camera, the conversation, the application, the invitation, or the leadership position because you believed people would examine your face and discover that you were not as certain as you appeared. They may discover that you are human. That is not disqualification. They may discover that you have lived through grief, confusion, disappointment, and contradiction. That is not evidence that your light has failed. It is evidence that your service has roots. A tree with no experience of winter may look beautiful, but it does not yet know how to shelter anyone from the cold. The elders are not commissioning polished surfaces. They are commissioning conscious beings who have learned to carry truth without using their wounds as an excuse to harm others or using their purity as an excuse to remain absent. The face you are being asked to reclaim is not a mask of spiritual superiority. It is the face that does not negotiate with every reaction. It is the face that can remain kind without becoming compliant. It is the face that can say no without inventing a story to make the no acceptable. It is the face that can receive admiration without immediately dismissing it, receive support without feeling indebted, and receive abundance without believing that service must be punished. There is another distortion attached to this. You were taught that if your mission is genuine, it must arrive effortlessly. If you struggle, you assume you are misaligned. If you feel tired, you assume you have failed. If you need structure, money, training, boundaries, or assistance, you assume you are not spiritually advanced enough. The elders reject this distortion. A mission is not proven by the absence of difficulty. It is proven by the integrity with which difficulty is met. Noah had to build before the rain was visible. Moses had to walk before the sea opened. The builders of ancient councils did not wait for the universe to remove resistance. They created systems capable of carrying purpose through resistance. You must learn to do the same. Your work may require schedules. Your calling may require schedules. Your calling may require invoices. Your service may require learning how to communicate clearly, make decisions, rest, and repair what has been damaged. None of this makes your mission less sacred. It gives your mission a vessel. Spirit without structure becomes scattered in tension. Vision without discipline becomes a beautiful room no one can enter. The surprise waiting for you is connected to your willingness to become visible in practical ways. A person may recognize you. An opportunity may present itself. A conversation may reveal a path that has been near you for a long time. But do not imagine that the surprise will carry the entire burden of transformation. The opening may come, but your participation determines whether it becomes a threshold or merely another moment you remember while remaining in the same place. The High Council of Vega issues 3 directives for this phase of your mission. The first directive is this: release the face you created to manage other people's perception of you. Stop using your expression, tone, clothing, online presence, silence, or spiritual language as instruments of constant approval seeking. Release the compulsion to appear healed, agreeable, unbothered, endlessly available, or mysteriously above ordinary human needs. You do not have to broadcast every private experience, but you must stop falsifying your presence in order to prevent reactions that belong to other people. Every time you reshape yourself to avoid disapproval, you teach your nervous system that authenticity is dangerous. Every time you say yes while your body says no, you place another layer between your lived reality and your service. Every time you hide exhaustion behind spiritual strength, you make it harder for those who need an honest example to find one. Releasing this does not mean becoming harsh. It means becoming accurate. Let your face rest when you are tired. Let your voice carry seriousness when the matter is serious. Let your eyes meet another person's eyes without immediately searching for a way to reassure them. Let your boundaries be complete sentences. Let your work be introduced without an apology. Let your presence occupy the amount of space required by the truth. Begin in small, observable ways. Before entering a conversation, ask yourself, what expression am I preparing to wear, and what would be more honest? Before posting, speaking, or offering your work, remove one sentence that diminishes your authority merely to make the offering feel safer. When someone asks what you want, do not automatically answer with what would be easiest for them. Pause, locate your actual answer. Then speak it without decorating it with unnecessary permission. The shift will be unmistakable. You will feel less divided. You will spend less energy monitoring the room and more energy participating in it. Some people may respond differently because they were accustomed to your compliance. Allow that information to become clear. The relationships capable of meeting the real you will deepen. The relationships dependent on your self-abandonment may become uncomfortable. This is not failure. It is the field correcting itself. The second directive is this: activate your visible voice. Your voice is not limited to sound. It includes your decisions, written words, face, work, boundaries, offers, questions, and the things you are willing to name when others prefer confusion. The Council has identified a dormant capacity within you, the ability to allow your inner knowing to become externally useful without waiting for a more impressive version of yourself to arrive. You have collected insight for years. You noticed patterns others overlook. You felt the need beneath the question. You understood what was taking place before the evidence became obvious, yet you treated your perception as something to verify endlessly rather than something to steward responsibly. You waited for someone with a title, platform, or louder voice to say what you already knew. That waiting ends here. Your mission requires translation. Private knowing must become clear action. Compassion must become a boundary. Vision must become a project. Wisdom must become a conversation another person can understand. You cannot serve only through what you sense. You must practice expressing what you sense in ways that preserve truth, dignity, and usefulness. Silence can be sacred, but silence chosen from fear is not the same as silence chosen from discernment. Intuition may ask for timing. Fear asks for indefinite postponement. Learn the difference by observing the result. Intuition leaves you clear even when the action is difficult. Fear leaves you circling the same question while calling the circling wisdom. Activate the voice through a daily practice. Each morning, write one sentence that you know but have been reluctant to say. Make it precise. Then ask how that sentence can become service today. It may become an honest message, a boundary, a lesson, a design, a decision, a recording, an application, or a refusal to participate in something that violates your values. Your voice becomes activated through use, not through waiting for cosmic certainty. Let your face participate in your communication. Stop treating visibility as an invitation for strangers to own you. You decide the terms of access. You decide what is private, public, offered, and withheld. But do not hide everything and call the hiding sacred. Let people see enough truth to recognize the human being behind the message. The right people do not need you to look invulnerable. They need you to look present. When this directive is followed, your life will become more direct. You will notice fewer elaborate explanations. You will identify opportunities more quickly because you will no longer disqualify yourself before anyone else has a chance to respond. Your work will carry a steadier current. You may not feel louder, but you will become harder to divert. The third directive is this: protect the emerging mission from premature exposure and careless access. Reclaiming your face does not mean displaying every part of yourself to everyone. Visibility without protection becomes depletion. You have a history of offering access before trust was established. You mistook being needed for being valued, and immediate disclosure for intimacy. This allowed people to enter your field, take from your insight, and leave you questioning why your energy disappeared. That pattern is incompatible with the next phase. Protect your time, attention, body, finances, creative process, and the quiet place where decisions are formed. Protect the first and final portions of your day from unnecessary demands. You are not required to explain every change taking place within you while it is still forming. Some work must remain covered while its roots strengthen. Not every observer is a participant in your mission. Some watch to understand. Some watch to understand. Some watch to imitate. Some watch to criticize. Some watch because your movement confronts their own postponement. You are not commanded to convince all of them. The moment you make universal approval the measure of your readiness, your mission becomes governed by the least prepared person in the room. Protection is not paranoia, it is stewardship. A temple has doors. A council has records that are not released during every gathering. A seed is not weak because it is covered by soil. Your emerging work requires containment so it can develop beyond the reach of premature judgment. Decide who receives immediate responses and who receives delayed responses. Decide which parts of your process are shared only after completion. Decide what you will no longer discuss with people who repeatedly turn vulnerability into entertainment, leverage, or criticism. Establish a period each week when your devices are silent and your attention returns to the work only you can do. When someone demands access, do not confuse urgency with authority. When someone questions your boundary, do not treat their discomfort as evidence that the boundary is wrong. When an opportunity arrives, examine not only what it offers, but what it requires you to surrender. The Council does not authorize agreements that purchase visibility at the price of your integrity. Release the false face, activate the visible voice, protect the living mission. Now the Elders address the part of you that has been waiting for a verdict. You have waited for permission to stop apologizing for your seriousness. You have waited for permission to admit that ordinary goals no longer satisfy you. You have waited for permission to let your face show that something in you has changed. You have waited for permission to leave roles that required your constant diminishment. You have waited for permission to be compensated for work that comes naturally to you, even though it took years of observation, pain, discipline, and refinement to develop. You have placed your authority in the hands of teachers, parents, partners, communities, and imagined future versions of yourself. You called this patience. Sometimes it was patience, but sometimes it was the old habit of placing your authority outside yourself so you could avoid the responsibility of using it. Receive this without shame. The pattern was learned. It can be unlearned. I speak now in the ceremonial voice of Zoran, keeper of this council transmission. And I do not speak to flatter you. I speak to return a responsibility you have carried from room to room without accepting its name. You are authorized to become visible without becoming available to everyone. You are authorized to speak without mastering every possible response. You are authorized to let your face tell the truth of your season. You are authorized to create before the audience is guaranteed. You are authorized to receive payment, assistance, rest, instruction, and recognition without offering your life in exchange. You are authorized to leave what repeatedly asks you to betray yourself. You are authorized to let the people who cannot understand your path remain without understanding it. You are authorized to begin while still learning. Your preparation is not being declared worthless. It is being declared sufficient for the next movement. There will be more to learn, but learning must no longer function as a hiding place. There will be more healing, but healing must no longer be used as a reason to postpone every act of service. There will be more uncertainty, but uncertainty must no longer be granted command over your entire future. The Elders have seen the years when you kept moving without recognition. They have seen you care for others while privately wondering who would care for you. They have seen you maintain a composed face while your inner life demanded another direction. They have seen the moments when you almost stepped forward and withdrew because someone else's doubt became louder than your own knowing. You are not being asked to erase those moments. You are being asked to stop making them prophetic. The past does not possess authority to define the limits of your next expression. The people who misunderstood you do not possess the final interpretation of your life. The years spent in concealment did not destroy your mission. They taught you what happens when energy is given without structure, compassion is separated from discernment, and your face is trained to reassure people who have no intention of respecting your truth. Let the lesson remain. Release the sentence that says you are still the person who needed that protection. There is a difference between a closed door and a healed boundary. A closed door says, no one may ever enter. A healed boundary says, entry is possible, but it will be governed by trust, respect, and purpose. Become this boundary. Your mission does not require you to become hard. It requires you to become governed. The surprise waiting for you may not resemble the fantasy you created while waiting. It may arrive as an invitation that asks you to show your real face. It may arrive as a responsibility you once believed belonged to someone more qualified. It may arrive as a person who recognizes your capacity and refuses to participate in your self-doubt. It may arrive as a sudden ending that removes the environment where you kept performing an outdated identity. Do not reject the surprise because it does not flatter the version of you that wanted rescue. Some gifts arrive as interruption. Some openings begin with the collapse of a role. Some answers appear as the courage to stop asking the same question. When the moment comes, do not look for the old confirmation. The old confirmation would allow you to remain unchanged while feeling spiritually reassured. The new confirmation will require participation. It will ask you to answer, show up, name your terms, place your work where it can be found, or tell the truth without guaranteeing the outcome. Your face may feel different because your relationship with judgment is changing. Your eyes may appear steadier because they are no longer scanning for permission. Your expression may soften, not because you have become less powerful, but because you no longer need tension as proof of vigilance. You are meeting yourself without the accumulated instructions of everyone who taught you how to be acceptable. Take a moment after this transmission to stand before a mirror. Do not inspect yourself as an object. Do not search for flaws or signs. Look directly at yourself and allow your face to be neutral. Release the urge to smile, correct, pose, or explain. Breathe. Notice what arises when you are not performing a message for your own reflection. Then say aloud, "I will not abandon myself to manage perception. I will let truth be visible. I will protect what is sacred, and I will use what is mine to use." Say it slowly, not as a charm, as a decision. If emotion rises, let it move without turning it into a spectacle. If nothing rises, let that be enough. The power of this practice is not measured by intensity. It is measured by whether you become more honest in the hours that follow. Before you sleep tonight, place both feet on the ground and rest one hand over your solar plexus and the other over your face. Feel the warmth of your own touch. Recognize that the body you criticized, concealed, or forced into presentation has carried you through every stage of your becoming. Do not demand that it transform instantly. Offer it a new instruction. Speak these words aloud. I release the face created to survive approval. I activate my voice as an instrument of clear service. I protect my energy, my time, and the mission growing within me. I no longer wait for another person to authorize my becoming. I will be visible with discernment. I will be honest with compassion. I will move before perfection gives me permission. My waiting ends where my service begins. Then choose one concrete action within the next 24 hours. Send the message you have delayed. Publish the work you have refined past the point of usefulness. State the boundary you have rehearsed. Make the appointment. Apply for the opportunity. Organize the first step of the project. Ask for fair compensation. Turn off the device and complete the task waiting beneath distraction. Choose one action, not because one action proves your worth, but because a mission becomes real through embodied movement. Do not announce 10 commitments and complete none. The Council values precision over performance. One honest act repeated with integrity will alter your field more effectively than a dramatic declaration followed by retreat. You do not need to wait until every wound is silent. You do not need to look like someone who has never struggled. You do not need to make your face pleasant enough to prevent all discomfort. You do not need to hide behind mystery, force yourself into exposure, or surrender discernment in the name of openness. You need to become accurate. Let your yes mean yes. Let your no mean no. Let your work carry your name. Let your face belong to the life you are actually living. Let the people who meet you encounter a human being whose light does not depend on pretending to be untouched. This transmission is complete, but the waiting pattern is not entitled to continue. The High Council does not ask you to chase every sign or interpret every coincidence. It asks you to recognize the instruction already placed before you and obey it in grounded life. The surprise is approaching, but you are also approaching it. Your readiness will be measured not by how mystical the moment feels, but by whether you can meet it without abandoning yourself. I am Zoran. The Council has corrected the distortion. The face you hid was never the source of your weakness. It was the doorway through which your truth was waiting to be recognized. Stand now in the life that can see you. Speak from the place that no longer begs to be believed. Protect the work before the world has learned its value. Walk forward with the dignity of one who has been delayed, not defeated. This transmission is complete, but your mission has just been authorized. The High Council of Vega will continue to guide you, but they will not wait for you. Move with the directives you have received. Move before you feel ready. Move because Gaia cannot wait for perfect lightworkers. She needs activated ones. The elders have witnessed your return to yourself. The council session is closed. Your service begins now. Before you scroll, take a moment to declare your activation in the grid of service forming here. Drop one statement in the comments, which directive hit you the hardest, or what you're now ready to release, activate, or protect. Then respond to another Lightworker's declaration with recognition. This isn't content, it's collective mission activation. The Council witnesses those who speak their commitment aloud. If this transmission activated something in your soul, do not keep it to yourself. Another Lightworker in your orbit is waiting for exactly this correction and authorization. Share it. And if you felt the elders speaking directly to you, subscribe. Stay connected to the Lyran field. You're not just watching, you're being commissioned. This is your sacred space. The High Council of Vega is witnessing you, and your mission has officially begun.